Carrying on from the last video, I'm working on the new front panel, making it correct for a November '64 van. The indicator platforms needed reducing by ½ inch. The number plate brackets needed altering. And you can see me fitting the original grille to the new panel. Being a November 1964, it won't have a full skirt front valance. I've been a good boy, so I got myself a treat. New floors and panels just arrived for the van. We'll get these unboxed and on the jig. Make a few small alterations and then get the body shell on it. Got the new floor 2 weeks later than expected. The Heritage extension panel is what caused the delay and why we've only just got it. I like to do away with these little tabs, simply grind them off and then weld up the little V's. Yeah, that looks a bit neater. I get asked quite often why I chop and change between Magnum floors and end machine floors. To me, it doesn't make an awful lot of difference. I love the Magnum floor, lovely crisp lines, but some people feel that the end machine floor more closely resembles the original. Plus, on a long wheelbase, because there's a lot of assembly work, it does work out more cost effective. But they're 3-piece. I like to make them into a 1-piece. I resharpened an ordinary twist drill into a nice small spot weld drill. I drill out the spot welds, run a 1mm cutting disc through, remove the excess and butt weld it. One side done. Made my alterations on the floor now, so the last bit to go on before the load floor is this spare wheel bracket. Apparently they're not available. I've got patterns to make them, but this one's all right after cleaning up. So plenty of weld through primer, and we're about to spot weld it on. Looks like I missed a spot weld there, but all I've done is recreate the original spot weld positions. Load floor's in place, it's bolted to the jig. I've measured up, double checked it's all alright. I've got some clamps, just a couple of small screws where it's going to be plug welded. Ooh, where is it? There it is, just to make sure it doesn't move. There's a couple of little details to do. Got some sections of the old load floor. There's these slots that need to be put in, and the battery earth strap. I'll do them now. Exactly the same as original. It won't ever be seen once the box section is spot welded in place, but it's worth doing it right. There's a little bit here on the heel board I always need to alter. This flange from nothing to a metal thickness, just move it inwards. When I say about making alterations and corrections on panels, don't ever think I'm putting them down. I'm not. But all these panels aren't available off the original tooling, so they're all reverse engineered from panels that weren't great in the first place, and they certainly get us out of trouble. haven't done the plug welds in the middle yet because underneath there, there's a top hat section that needs to go in, but that's still at the blasters. So I'll do that later in the week. I've just finished spot welding in the battery bracket. It's the original one, I've given it a clean up. It's in lovely condition, so rather than replace it, reuse it. The right toe panel's not available for this van. Being a late 64, it has the shape just here for the hydroelastic pipes. This one's pre-hydroelastic. You either go for the Heritage toe panel or the Magnum. This is the Magnum one. Less corrections to make it right for the year than the Heritage. Same's the original now. The body just about lined up now. It's a little bit awkward. This rear quarter panel is about the right size, but on the other side you can see there that it needs to go down about 1/4 of an inch. See the same there and the same there, and that's because the bottom has been replaced there and it's just a bit too low. You can see there's a gap between the flange on the doorstep and the sill. So I'm going to chop that flange off. This side will sit down in the right place. I've nipped up the front section of the jig now, which has located the steering rack and the subframe mounts. And I've got this little jig pattern that locates the new engine steady bracket. The plug welding, because I had to replace the bulkhead, if you remember. On with the rear doors. It's not often I get a surprise like this. The front doors were new Heritage doors, and because the plaster had done so well with the filler, I thought the rear doors were new as well. Turns out they're not. This one's had a new bottom on it, and it's actually 1/4 inch too short. The right hand door is 1/8 of an inch too short, but the whole bottom has been replaced. That's where they joined it. Bit of a nightmare, because I like to put my joint lower than that. But I stripped the filler off, I've given them a bashing, and they actually fit now. The doorstep of the load floor is flat, it's straight. You can see the gap in the middle is huge, it's 5/8 of an inch. So when I make my new skins, I'll make them so that they fit properly. At the ends, the gap's not bad. So that means the back of the van is sitting in the right place. The front of the van is located on the front of the jig. So now I'm going to make a start on the side panels. The back doors fit now, both rear quarters fit, the new door skins fit in the apertures. The front is all secured by the jig, which means the body is correctly placed. So now I'm going to start welding the bulkhead to the toe panel and the toe panel to the floor. Here's why we're fitting new inner wings. You can see the top of the inner wing, it's all been patched up, especially see it just there on the bulkhead and the flange that joins it to the inner wing. All down here where the inner wing joins the A-post. Not very nice. And where the door step has been replaced, it's 3 thicknesses of metal. Another bit I forgot to mention, shock absorber mount is all patched up, probably all rotten behind. A little something I always love to do, if I come across a factory floor of some kind, I like to replicate it. You see that tab for the wiring loom broken off, but it's been put on in the wrong place. So I've cut out another one and I'm going to replicate the position, and I've documented it here because nobody will ever know once it's all built back up again. I've attempted to replicate the spot weld positions that the factory put on as well. There we go.